Hey guys, coming from deep 65 million years ago, from beyond the amber, we have a Jurassic World set. This is a 76947. And I'm gonna butcher this. I'm gonna try the Quetzalcoatlus plain ambush. So this is, from seeing it about halfway through the newest Jurassic World Dominion, which funny enough came out on my birthday of last year. And I'm a big dinosaur guy. I enjoy all the Jurassic World movies and Jurassic Park. I don't have a lot of the sets, just another theme to collect on top of what I already collect, which is primarily Star Wars, Marvel, and Lord of the Rings. So adding another theme is why I don't typically. This is probably my second Jurassic World set. We have a, this box kind of makes this plane to me seem a little bit bigger than it actually is, and I'll go over that when we get to the review here. We also have some minifigures, and you get a pretty good sized dinosaur. It doesn't have a lot of pieces, and the price kind of hurts the set. I think this was priced a bit high, but more on that later. Let's just show off the build real quickly for you. So this is it's a small plane. The Quetzal is almost as big as the plane. But before we go any further, let's get in on those minifigures. Alright, first thing I have to say is Jurassic World kind of suffers in the leg printing. There's a lot of themes that do get this leg printing, and it seems like a lot of the Jurassic Park and World definitely don't get the minifigure care that they deserve. They often do not get printed legs. In fact, in the set, 1 out of 3 minifigures have printed legs. Now, it's not a big deal, but you think for the price that we're paying for these sets, where we're getting a, pretty small piece count. Now, I don't care about price per piece, but these are also very light sets. They're not heavy builds. There's nothing really telling me I'm getting a good value here. With that being said, our first minifigure is that pilot, and I don't remember her name, so definitely someone can correct me. I'm not super versed into the new one. I can't remember this pilot's name, but she's the one in the newest Jurassic World who kind of helped Claire and Owen, which they are included in the set. She has a really intricate like a jacket print, with also a flowery button-down shirt underneath that looks really good. I think they did a pretty good job of nailing. Her hairpiece to me doesn't quite match the figure, which I should have the actual character on screen. I feel like she had more black hair that was braided, but maybe Lego felt like she would just kind of blend in if they did that, or they didn't want to redesign a hairpiece. I'm sure they had one that would have worked, so I might look around and upgrade her that way. And then the back printing is very minor, for most back printing. If a character's wearing a jacket, you don't really need to do too much. Just some wrinkles, like they did here, works perfectly fine. Like I was saying earlier with the leg printing issue, this is Claire Deering. She does not have any leg printing as well. I'm not looking for dual molded legs or anything like that, but just some minor, hey, if the character's wearing a pair of jeans or pants, it's print some pockets on there. Just some minor little things. Even Owen isn't super printed. They don't need toe printing, but I feel like every theme in 2023 should have every character with some kind of printing on their legs, not just the plain legs, although they do bring the price down because they're pretty cheap and generic to make and can be pulled from any city set and just thrown in here. She has her scared face here. She also has a jacket, and the printing does look very much like her from the film. And the back, like I said before, it's just a jacket, so it's going to be very minor printing, and I think that works. And it's just a regular kind of smiley face. I don't know if this character's face has been used before. I feel like maybe it's a reused Harry Potter face, but I think it works for the character. Next up here we have Owen Grady, played by Chris Pratt, and I like his figure here. It looks really good. He's got that sweater, with definitely lots of creases on it. I feel like, it just, and the V-neck with the buttons, it's just printed really well. He's got very minor printing on his legs, but I think something like that really works for this theme. You don't need to do super much. This isn't Star Wars where you need to do the knees and print the toes and be all that, which just works well for, Star Wars and Marvel. And that, I think with this one, just printing little pockets and little creases on the legs, just a little bit of that extra detail. I'm gonna turn him down around the back, and he's got a lot more printing than others, but it's the sweater kind of turtleneck shirt, so it's gonna have a lot more creases, and so Lego did print that. While we're back here, let's take a look at his angry face. It looks pretty good. And I feel like his hairpiece kind of sells that character really well. But I think the main reason you buy the set is for the big dinosaur. You got some printing on the front, and the beak there, and the beak does open like so. And then you got more printing on the wings, which are connected by just a simple ball joint. And then you've got studs, so in theory you could build something on top of this dinosaur and it would work pretty well. We'll set that aside, and the plane itself. It's a very small plane. I feel like, extending it by 4 to 6 studs, maybe even 8, would have really served it well. Because I'll show the source material now, but if you look at it, the propellers should be much further back, which means this whole thing should be much further back and much longer. And the nose should have had a little bit of a like a bulb kind of thing on the front there as well. But let's go ahead and place those minifigures in. So what you're gonna want to do, if you have the set, is it's a tight squeeze. So you're gonna want to sit Claire and Owen behind whoever this pilot's name is. I feel like it's Tessa, but I could be wrong there. And like it's pretty tight. But you get them in like so. I'm just gonna zoom in so you can see that. And then now is where you add that pilot, and they, go in like that. Before we close this up, though, I am going to show you. It has a nice control panel, which is probably reused. And I like the use of the bucket handle for the controls. This is a definitely World War II kind of cargo plane, which I think those kind of controls work really well. This cockpit piece is probably another reason why this is $50. It's big, it has 2 pieces, but it does the job really well here. It works for this plane. I just feel like there should have been like a little extra piece that sat in front of the cockpit. And you just attach it like so. It attaches to the studs really nicely. Then you've got the propellers that will spin. And it's got the landing wheels, which are probably going to come in. You got landing wheels. And then you've got the whole back, which both you can open both of these for more access, especially for those with larger hands here. Alright, so you've got these two that open up, so you can, and especially that top one really allows you to get big hands in here. You've got this tool that slide in and out, but that's pretty much all there is. That's the only kind of play feature that's this. And for this set is really aimed at the kids that went to see this movie, and I really feel like this would have benefited from having more features, even a motorcycle for Owen. I think the landing gears that can rotate up, which I feel like would be accurate. Just for the $50, I don't feel like this was worth it. I got this for $32 though, and I feel much better with it. I think $10 cheaper, even $15 would have been a really good deal. One thing I will kind of mention is you get some spare tires as well with the set, which I haven't bought a plane set in a while, so that's really quite unique and cool. Let me know what you think. Is this a good set? And I'm not really into this theme super much. I don't buy a lot of it, so I don't know if this is just me coming from a different theme and expecting these kind of results, or this plane should have been definitely longer. I think it's a little bit small for the $50, and it's a much better deal at $32 or something like that. Anyway, that's going to do it, so don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe for more. Consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video right over here.